Dan from Ausgel, and joining me today are the women of Gel Ball. So we'll start off with some introductions. Right at the end of the table there, we've got Teagues.
Hi, I'm Teagues. I play for Carnage Company. I'm a pastry chef in real life, and then on the weekends I like to shoot people.
And Amanda?
I'm Amanda. I play for the Sloperators, which is sponsored by Ausgel. Full-time mum. Just enjoy playing Gel Ball.
I'm Jules. I own Guerilla Blasters along with Morgan. I'm part of the Silverback OMGs, an all-women's team. Pretty new to Gel Ball, but love it. Yeah, awesome sports play.
Hi, I'm Siobhan. I've been playing Gel Ball for around 2 years now. In real life, I'm a vet nurse, and I play for Azraels Assassins.
Hey, I'm Erin. I'm part of Carnage Company. I go by Shorty. And we're actually sponsored by Next Gen Blasters.
Now, I just want to make some honourable mentions here for other influential women in Gel Ball. So I want to do a bit of a shout out to Nini, Crystal and Tash. Tash is my lovely wife. The three of them play for the Sloperators, and they've been a very central part of our team. We've also got Rachel, who assists Tim in running Urban Gel Ball up on the Sunshine Coast. We've also got Kathy out at Hardcore Blasters, Christy from Donnybrook, who's been with Gel Ball since the very beginning. And we've also got Amara, who's actually part of the camera crew today. So yeah, thanks very much, Amara. Now, the main reason we've put this video together today is to try and promote women playing Gel Ball and try and attract more women into the sport. We don't feel that there's enough just yet, but given the caliber of ladies that we have currently involved, there is plenty of room and plenty of potential there for females to get involved in Gel Ball. Now, we're going to start off by asking the question of the lovely ladies who are joining me here today. What got you into Gel Ball? So we'll start with Teagues down the end there. What got you into Gel Ball?
Well, my partner actually started playing first, and I saw how much he really enjoyed it, and he was active and he was making new friends and getting out there, and I thought it'd be a good way to, you know, relieve some stress and have a new hobby, so yeah.
My husband originally started playing Gel Ball start of this year, and after the Sloperators begging me to come and have a game, went up to Urban Gel Ball and had my first one, and it was just a way to kind of reconnect with my husband after having a kid at the end of last year, and it's just kind of become something we do together now.
I had no choice really. Molds had bought a blaster, and he had this vision of playing Gel Ball and visions of a field, and got my son involved. So, you know, they were in the backyard shooting with these blasters, and, you know, as days went on, there were more packages coming, and I allowed him $100 to start this gig. But what I did notice is the time that they spent together. There was a lot of quality time going on. They were doing YouTube videos, you know, putting little videos together, and I thought they were quite cool. I didn't really want anything to do with it in the beginning, but like I said, as time grew on and there was some growth in it, and it started to evolve, I seen the social aspect of it. I actually really enjoyed it. I got to meet some really cool people, and I thought, wow, why not start a women's league team? So we did, and it's thriving. It's awesome. I love it.
So, like most of the other women, it was definitely my partner that got me into it. He started playing, he came home and raved about it. So, plucked up the courage and went and played a game, and everyone was really supportive, and I saw how good it was to get out, be active, spend time with everyone and have fun.
Mine's exactly the same as everyone else. So my partner got me involved, yeah, as I said, just over a year ago now. I, like most of them as well, didn't really have an interest in it at first and didn't really pay attention when he would go out to the fields. But eventually I started going and I got more into it, and I've met a lot of really cool people, and we've got, yeah, a really good team involved as well, and you just meet people from other teams, and it's a great way to socialise, so I'm loving it. Another thing I do want to mention too, as much as we've all met it, like everyone through our partners doing this, you don't have to feel like you have to have a partner to be able to play. So the great thing is, like, grab a girlfriend, come down, or even just like your brother or something, and come down and check it out, because yeah, you don't really need anyone else to give you an introduction. Everyone's really welcoming and friendly as well. So yeah.
Okay, ladies, so the next question is, what is your preferred style of gameplay? And we'll start with you this time, Erin.
So I have a few different types. I think over time when you play one, sometimes it's good to mix it up too. So I like to be part of the Carnage Company Speedball League. So with that, it's very fast paced. It's like a 10-minute game. You're running in and out. You've got the same objective to hit the target to score points. In that, I like to be the runner as well. So they're the ones that are running in to score the points. So you've got other people that play heavy and they'll hang back to try and get you there and where you need to be to help the team as well. So there's a lot of teamwork involved. Sometimes I like to, Guerilla Blasters for example, there's some fields that you go to where like they'll change it up and give you scenarios. They're really, really cool too, because then you've got different obstacles and different things. It kind of stimulates your mind and makes you work in a team a little bit better as well. So I originally started off playing more objective mission type games. So you have two larger teams and they both fight to secure an objective or do different sorts of things that are organised on the day. So there's lots of variation in that. After I was playing for quite a while, I was introduced to speedball and more close quarters combat kind of situations, and I really, really liked that. They also have in certain game modes where you can be a medic, so you don't even necessarily need ammo. You can run around and help people who've been shot and you need to take them back to the spawn point or stuff like that, or a person of interest where you're being escorted by other people.
Yeah, I haven't played too many game modes, but my favourite is Speedball. That's the game that I got into and I've loved the most. I think because it is fast paced, it's very competitive. I do like the running aspect and the fitness aspect to it. So yeah, I am the runner in it. But it's two teams that there's 10-minute play. The objective is to ring the bell or hit the target, get back without getting hit behind the line. And it's about teamwork and working as a team. So yeah, really love it. And I guess it's the competitive side coming out of me as well. So
I suppose I really enjoy the kind of Counter-Strike aspect of it. Back in primary school where you sit on your computer and you group up with all your friends at school and hiding and trying to headshot people. I tend to play very small, so I kind of sneak around, go around the back of people, they don't know I'm there, and I end up usually being the last one around where we win for the women. They don't see us as much.
I've discovered I'm not good with stealth, so I actually really enjoy speedball because it's hard and fast paced, as the girls have said. I prefer to be on the heavy gun, so I have the drum mag and I just stand up the back and lay down the cover fire. I really enjoy doing that, and it's great when you're behind a barricade too, because you can do lots of squats popping up and down. It's a great workout. Like, yeah, it's fast paced and it's just, yeah, it's really good. Also, something else I want to add, I'm not sure if it's actually like a position as such, but I love doing, I guess, what people call like a suicide run. So at GSA in particular, just getting a group of us and just running right down the middle, just taking charge, just smashing it, right, just running in there. Like, I've never really been very confident, but I love doing that. I absolutely love it. It just makes you feel so good.
yeah.
That adrenaline rush is just...
It's really good.
Yeah.
Funny Amanda says that because I'm a bit of a sneaky, even though I've got a lot of energy to burn and I love the fitness aspect of it and being the runner, I actually like to be a bit sneaky too and a bit of an assassin and lay low. So, and do your little, and then the drop, pop and drop. Yeah. Get your squats in, lunges, so. It's all about having fun, but the goal is get that target, get back and help each other to do it. So we all play a role.
Yeah, kind of being a mum, you've always been, so responsible and all this type of stuff, and it kind of gives you like a little, like a little rebel side too. You're like,
makes you feel like a superhero or a spy.
Yeah. Exactly. Around, like, some sneak around and get.
Yeah. I love it.
That guy's been there for so long. Gonna get him. So with the runner position as well, so they generally, when I play runner, I like to conserve my gel balls, so I won't be like just firing a lot. I'll kind of be ducking and weaving like the girls. They like to stay low. As Tegan mentioned as well, so with the heavies, they will be the ones that just firing, and that's going to suppress the enemy as well, so they're going to keep them in their place so we can do our job as well. So there's a lot of teamwork involved. There is an unofficial, I guess, another position, which is the meat shield. Generally, you grab the biggest person on your team and you hide behind them, so everyone's got one.
And do you know what? I think the main thing too is like just call your hits. You know, like there's nothing more frustrating than people not calling their hits, and you've got to light them up with a mag. So, you know, like that's why our statement is call your hits, bro.
I think for women that are looking at going into it too, don't feel like you have to, like you're interested and the next thing is finding your position. You've got to try them all out to see what's your comfort zone. And then there's plenty of games that you play that are a lot more casual as well, that you don't have to really go by, this person's going to be this and you're going to have to do this. So you can just go in and do it at your own pace. So, yeah.
And it's really not as scary as what people see it as. Like it's because it's so team orientated. You're not just in there by yourself. You know, you've always got cover. You know, there's people supporting you. You're supporting them. So it's, you know, gel balls hurt occasionally if you know you're too close. But other than that, you know, if you're sneaking around or you've got your team backing you, usually, you know, there's no one's gonna get close to you.
Do you know what, just to add on there, I think it's great that that these two girls brought that up, is that a lot of people see footage online and on social media, which is great. It's awesome exposure for whatever field is playing and the sport in itself. But a lot of people are quite, I guess, nervous and scared because they look at it and I think it's quite, what is it?
A bit intimidating.
Intimidating, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why they think that it's just a men's sport. And, you know, it's all about, you know, about the males. And I guess they're trying to, it is so new, but I do think that it is intimidating for people to look at and they just think, oh no, I couldn't do that, or I couldn't get amongst that, or does it hurt, does it this? Instead of just asking all those questions and questioning yourself, it honestly just tap into a field, go down and, you know, give it a go. Like, absolutely give it a go.
It's like AFL, you know, before having, you know, the women's team, a lot of women looked at it like it's, you know, super manly and full on
ego.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know,
and it's totally not. And if I can say one thing, the men are so warm and inviting. And I tell you, every field that I've played at, including our own, the men welcome the women with open arms. And I just think that's so awesome.
And it's almost like they're more excited to see women there.
Absolutely.
Because they're like, you know, you're getting out, you're doing it, like good on you. Because this, you know, this big stigma of, you know, women are the ones that are, you know, against gel ball and all this type of stuff. But a lot of us here are mums anyway.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we're out there, whether it be with our husbands or not. You know, I played on the opposite team to my husband, and you know, I'll sneak around and shoot him if I can.
That's right. That's exactly it. And it doesn't have to be the, you know, the normal thing. Like everyone goes to the movies and does movie dates and theme park dates, and I think a lot of these men would love to have their partner down at the field shooting. You know, I think it's great, and it's great for mental health as well. And that is really where we're trying to move with this.
All right, so the next question. What is your favourite field? And we're going to start with Erin here.
I would narrow it down to two. So I love Guerilla. I love Guerilla Blasters. It does have this like urban style that gameplay as well. So it's a little bit more like concrete jungle sort of style. And then I do really like Gelsoft Australia too. So it's kind of like you imagine gel ball meets amusement park, where it kind of, there's a lot of different fields in one. So if you want to play one style, it's there, and another. So it just mixes it up, and it's a full day thing too. So yeah.
So I think probably my top two would have to be Newtown on the Gold Coast, because it was the first field that I played at, and the speedball field, which is Guerilla Blasters, because they always changed up. So when you go there, you're not getting exactly the same thing each time, but you know what to expect, and you know it's going to be a great day.
I'm a bit biased. I would say Guerilla Blasters. Part owner to Guerilla Blasters, but not only that, it's all the work that's been put into it. It has got an urban, rustic feel. You know, with all the containers, it's close quarters. It's an easy field to play on, and all the different game modes that come with it, as well as the professional refs that are there. You always have a fun day at Guerillas, but I've also been to Gelsoft Australia and absolutely loved it. So it was a great day out for everyone.
I don't know if I'm biased, but I've only played on a couple of fields, and I definitely really love the kind of gameplay style that's at Urban Jungle. It's very maze-like. There's a lot of hidey holes, a lot of sneaky back passages. Yeah, you know, it's a bit darker than a lot of the other fields, and it's all indoors too, so I'm not going to get sunburned. It's great.
I, much like most of the women here, I love Guerilla Blasters because it's the first field I played at, the original field, and then the new one. And Gelsoft Australia as well, because there's so many different scenarios there, and it's just, yeah, I just love that.
All right, so now onto the fun stuff. What kind of blaster do you use? And we'll start down the other end there with Teagues.
Alrighty, well, I really like the SMG, so this isn't mine personally, but it's the same model I use. It's a Vector. I just find it really comfortable to use. It's got the foldable stock, which is handy if you're going close quarters or not so close. It's not the most highest powered blaster, but I find it really comfy and it works for me. So
I'm currently running the same. We call her the Blink Blaster. She's my favourite. She's super fast, this one. It's modified by my husband. He's also currently building me a Kublai with a really fast motor, good for speed QB type gameplay style.
I run a UMP. I'm not about the flash blasters, don't know much about them to be honest. Morg said, yeah, we all run UMPs in our house, so I pretty much just gave it to him to be modified. I do want it to be more powerful than what it is, but I'm not a paying client, so I don't really get that priority over the other people, but that's okay. I'm quite happy just running my UMP. It works well for me, easy to use. It's more about just getting out there on the field and doing my thing, so yeah.
So I like to use a rifle style. It's a M4 A1 Gen 9. This isn't my personal one. We often use custom modified blasters from Shackers Clackers. And yeah, they're really good. I run a rifle as well, so mine is a ACR. I wouldn't go any bigger for myself being short and the way I like to duck, so this one's probably the most ideal length for me. It does have a comfortable buttstock on it as well, so the back sits nice and comfortably against your shoulder when you're moving around. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I do want Tegan's Vector though.
Okay, now we're going to move on to what kind of gear that you wear out to a gel ball game. So essentially, what kind of gear do you carry? And we'll start with Erin here.
Yep. So it really depends on the gameplay that I am obviously doing on the day. So in your speedball style, we do have like these sorts of clothes, just something really nice and comfortable. I don't like to put a vest on when I am doing speedball as much because you're doing a lot of running and can get a little bit uncomfortable. There have been times that I've had a singlet on and you get a little bit of chafing from the actual vest on your skin as well. But when you are doing like a milsim style out in the bush, it is really helpful having a vest, and a lot of them they have pouches that you can kind of modify. Some people carry first aid kits in them as well. I personally generally now like to go for a belt just because of me being a little bit more on the busty side. It does get a little bit uncomfortable being very blocky and top heavy. So you might find going somewhere on your hips is a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, so I think it just depends on what you're playing really. Also another thing, so a lot of people either like safety glasses are essential, but some people will like to wear a mask. I've got a full face mask, but around my nose and mouth, it's quite breathable. So you can breathe and it doesn't fog up too bad. If you want to wear just goggles and you just want to stay on the cheap side, if you're just trying it out for the first time, you can just get a scarf and pull it up to your mouth just to protect your mouth because it's not fun being hit in the lip. So yeah, there's a few different styles, but yeah. Yeah, so exactly right. Depends on what you're playing. If I'm doing speedball, some days I'll just wear tights and a loose t-shirt that breathes because you are doing a lot more high intensity movement. If it is more of a military simulation objective style, that's where I will pull out the vest and I will have tactical pants on so I can load up on mags. I don't need to go back to base to get more ammo. I'm sorted.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I run the same every time. I pretty much just play speed and rush. And it's a singlet for me. I like to be less is better. So a singlet, short shorts, knee pads, sneakers, mask, eye safety glasses, and just a belt. So just about to hold the extra mags and speed loaders in, and yeah, comfortable, it's great.
I tend to usually wear just normal sports leggings. I find that the indoor fields, most of them are like polished concrete. So I put on volleyball knee pads as well if I'm going to be crawling around on the ground or, you know, sliding. But being that I wear glasses as well, and being a female with a smaller head than most men, I use the i4 face mask by Dye. It fits comfortably on my head, fits over my glasses too, so it is very useful. I can't wear, you know, the normal safety glasses because of that, unless I put contacts in. So it's just, it's a good option to have that full face mask as well, so you're not getting hit in the head.
Like the other guys, I like to wear a singlet and shorts generally. I find it super comfortable and it just breathes. In winter I'll wear longer pants and a long sleeve shirt. I also run with a belt as well, with the speed loader and the mags in there. I started out wearing a vest, but I found it was very uncomfortable and heavy. I didn't particularly enjoy it that much. So yeah, I mainly just go with the belt and the full face mask in Speed QV, but sometimes just goggles, just depending on the weather and temperature and everything. But yeah, that's about it.
Now, ladies, the final question. Do you find it challenging socially to play gel ball as a female?
Well, I honestly, my first thought was, ow, it's gonna hurt, because I'm a bit of a wuss. But honestly, I don't find it challenging at all. I think it's brilliant. It's good to get out there with the boys. Obviously, at first, it did seem a bit like a boys' club, but like paintball, I guess, is more male orientated. But once I started playing, so comfortable.
Yeah, I just found that a lot of, you know, the mums that you talk to, you know, as a mum talking to other mums, they don't know what it is. So they're like, oh, you know, is it like this? Is it like that? And a lot of them, when you explain it, you know, without them seeing, you know, those types of videos online, or, you know, all the media coverage of all the negative stuff, usually everyone's pretty open about, you know, what we go out and actually do. And I've always been the one to go for, you know, controversial sports. I was a pole dancer for, you know, 4 or 5 years, and, you know, you get that stigma as well. And then I'm like, you know, who cares what other people think? It's, you know, I like doing it. It's, the community is phenomenal. You know, everyone's super welcoming, and, you know, you're always going to have that small group of people that are like, oh, got all this negative vibe on it.
Absolutely. I sat on the back bench for a while. I was running the, you know, doing the sales of people coming in and out, and to be honest, there's 2 girls sitting here that inspired me to play. So, you know, watching Carnage play in our league, and my first thought was, what am I doing here, doing the sales and selling food, or doing the barbecue, which I used to do, when I can see these girls in amongst it. They look good doing it, they're having a ball, and then there's this big social aspect to it, you know? So I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's how I got into Fame League. They probably don't know that.
I didn't know that. I love
yeah,
that so
and you know, I've got such an awesome connection with these girls, and to be honest, Carnage are like part of us. We're like a big family, and that's just how the culture is in gel ball. So it is really worth coming and having a look and just tapping into somebody. You know, the good thing about Guerilla Blasters too is that on our league days, you don't have to be within a squad. You don't have to be a part of a squad. You can come down solo and we tap you into a team. And that's like that on any session that we run as well. So you can come down on your own and you'll get placed into a team. So, and they make you feel welcome. They make you feel like a part of the family. And then we get together afterwards and we socialize and have a couple of drinks, and, you know, it's really cool, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the initial self-analysis of what it is. So I wasn't really exposed to it, and really all of what I saw was the media and was the few things out there that unfortunately weren't always portrayed in a positive light. So being able to just go somewhere and experience it, putting myself out of that comfort zone just initially, just to enjoy it enough where you get addicted to it. It is seriously addicting. You play one game and you're like, okay,
dilated.
next week I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and it's an addiction. Yeah. So when I started, my first field that I went to was Spec Ops, and that's an indoor paintball place they hire out just on the weekends for gel ball. When I went, I think out of maybe the 100 people that were there, I was the second girl that was there just on that day. So I did get a lot of weird looks, and I think initially I was thinking that's how it was going to be. But in the last year that I have been playing, I've seen more and more women and children enter the fields and the games as well. I think a lot of it is because we see a gun and things that the guys play on Xbox. Not saying it's just guys, but like your partners play on Xbox as well. You just think, oh, maybe I won't be into it, or it's not for me. But once you get out there, it's just a whole different thing. Like, you don't have to be into the cosplay side of things. So we're talking before about like your milsim style. So a lot of people in like your full cams, you don't need to do that. A lot of us go to Kmart and get your jeggings. Like, you don't have to invest a lot to play either. But I think it's just awesome because at the end of it, you don't think, oh my God, that's another girl playing now. It's just like, oh yeah, like she seems cool. Like, that's just it. It's just another person playing. But yeah, we do a lot of socializing outside of it too. And we're not just saying this because we're on camera, but when we're with our team and with other teams, it's just like social banter. It's really fun. Like, you've just got to give it a shot.
Can I elaborate on that too? She made a really good point on, you know, like, you know, there's the bullying out there and types of things on social media, and you'd actually think, I've never thought of it before, but you know, people being, I guess, looked at or thinged down because of their blasters or what blasters they're running. And I tell you what, I've never ever experienced anyone on any field giving someone grief or crap about what blaster they're running, or if it's not up to, you know, the most expensive blast or the most expensive gear, or there's nothing like that. Like you said, you can go to Kmart or Big W and get some jeggings or some gear, and everyone just doesn't care. They're more worried about setting themselves up and just getting out on the field and running amongst other people that are, you know, into the same thing. So I think that's a massive thing on don't get caught up in, will I fit in? Will they accept me? Will they, you know, have I got the right gear to wear? Like, you know, don't get hooked up on that because no one cares about what you're running or what you're wearing.
If anything to add on to that too, that's a really good point as well, because as soon as you have an issue with your blaster, let's say it was a secondhand one you bought online, there are so many people to run over and give you their tools to help repair it as well, or sit out. You know, they might not even know you and they're happy to just pitch in. Like, everyone is so family based in the community. Like, as we're talking about women and men playing, it's just like you're just people helping each other. Like, it's really, really good, and everyone's so supportive. It's beautiful. It's really good. Yeah,
you are one.
And that's the reason why we're all here. Like, we've all played at different fields and, you know, bumped into each other as well. But, you know, like, you can have common interests, but we're all such different people. But this sport brings people together. It's really good.
You know, I've got photos on my Instagram. My husband's posted photos of me and my gel ball gear, and usually people are like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. You know, you're out there doing it." That type of stuff. But you know, when you're looking at the gel ball community, you know, when you step in as an outsider, it's once you're in, you're in. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, you know, your gender, race.
No,
you know,
that's right.
Anything. It's just
it's not relevant. To
no, exactly. You know, you're out there in a team environment. You have to work together. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So I think when you're coming in to try it, you know, keep an open mind of, you know, everyone's super friendly.
Yeah.
You know, you're always going to have that one person that thinks, oh, you know, why are you going and playing with, you know, fake guns or whatever? But it's.
I also think too, like, I found that now that my partner and I have something to do together, it's actually brought us closer as well.
Yeah.
And totally that agree. And the fact that it is, you know, comfortable for chicks to play, I think the media really needs to incorporate that, but they don't. You know, they're just focused on the bad stuff, and that just.
Okay, so now as we start to conclude this video, I'd just like to start by thanking all of you ladies for giving up your time so close to Christmas. We're actually recording this only a few days away from Christmas, so thank you once again. I just want to give you the opportunity to do your own shout outs to your teams, your businesses, your fields. So over to you, Tegan.
Shout out to obviously Carnage Company, sponsored by Next Gen Blasters. If you want to check out any of our gameplay or photos or a bit of banter even, you can check us out on Facebook, Carnage Company public page, or Instagram is Carnage Company Gel. And just a massive shout out to our team captain Morgan and our VC badge, Azraels, and they've created this amazing team.
I want to give a shout out to Ausgel, sponsor Sloperators. It's been an awesome team to join. Zach is phenomenal and welcoming, and shout out to my amazing husband who does all the teching for the Sloperators as well. He's done all my blasters. They run super smoothly, and he's really good at it.
Give a shout out to Guerilla Blasters and our awesome battalion, Silverback Battalion, especially my partner Morgan. He's done massive, amazing work and continues to do a massive job. You know, we pay a price as a family with quality time and our children. We've got young children, so everything that he does, it doesn't go unnoticed. Really proud of you. But also to Jono that runs our battalion, you're tops mate. You've been Morg's right-hand man, and you've done a lot of stuff. But everyone that comes through as well, I just want to say thank you for your loyalty and yeah, your continued business. Merry Christmas to everybody, and a massive thanks to Dan from Ausgel for inviting us here today. Thank you.
So I'll just do a little shout out, obviously, to Azraels Assassins and Armoury. I'd also love to do a huge shout out to Shannon from Shackers Clackers for always taking care of me with the blaster. It's to a T because I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. And also my partner, Mitch Burnett, you can follow him on Instagram, for getting me into it.
I would like to also thank my partner BJ for getting me into it. We wouldn't be here without our partners, unfortunately, but we've become our own women's squad now. But especially thanks to Ausgel for having us here. I was so honoured to be part of this, and I think a lot of the women are, to be able to speak for the women that play, because it's just such an awesome opportunity to be part of this. But yeah, thank you for having us here.
That's all right, it's our pleasure. And look guys, as we start to wrap this up now, there's a few things I want to be able to say. The ladies here were essentially handpicked specifically for this video because they really represent something that's very special and central to not just Ausgel and the Sloperators, but also to myself personally. I mean, for example, like Siobhan, she represents Azraels Armoury and ultimately plays at Newtown. Newtown was the very first place that I played gel ball. It was my introduction to the sport. And then Carnage Company, they were right there at the very beginning. Essentially, one of the teams that were really competitive with us in competitive gel ball back at Guerilla Blasters, and leads me into Guerilla Blasters. That was the very first field that introduced the Sloperators to competitive gel ball. And you know, we had an absolute ball there. We are going to get back there. We're doing the gypsy thing at the moment, trying to get out to as many fields as we can. We're going to come back, but we absolutely love Guerilla Blasters. And Amanda, thank you so much for joining the team. And you're obviously representing the Sloperators. The Sloperators are an extraordinary group of people. They're one of the oldest gel ball teams out there. And as all the ladies have indicated, they are like a second family. And I'd like to wrap all of this up by saying, I do wish that all of you out there have a very Merry Christmas. And for those who don't celebrate Christmas, please enjoy your festive season. Stay safe, drive safe, and play safe. Use your eye protection, carry your blaster properly. And just remember, with Ausgel, you can find us online at www.ausgel.com.au, on Facebook /Ausgel, Instagram @Ausgel Ammo, and also on YouTube, Ausgel, and now on TikTok @Ausgel. Thanks guys, that's all we got.